You ready to eat some fucking tacos, bro? You ready to eat some fucking tacos, bro?
What's going on, folks? You know what day it is. It is
Taco Tuesday.
I'm KC.
And I'm E.
And we are
Not Your Average Podcast.
Don't worry, I'm going to find you guys. Nope, that's not what I want.
That's not what you want.
Sorry, guys. There we go. And still not us. There we go. All right.
Hi, everyone.
Hey, guys. Welcome. Sorry for the delay, but we are here.
Yes, apologies. I apologize for the delay. But I'll take all the blame.
Let's do it this way a little bit. There we go.
Okay, are we better?
All right, we're better.
Okay.
That's better.
Okay.
All right.
I'll take all the blame.
Check.
But we are here now.
I can't find my. There we go.
That's
better.
Right
there we go.
Yeah, we are here now. Go down.
No, you're good.
I was like, move down.
All right, guys. What's going on? Thank you guys for joining us. Good evening, D. What's up, S. Polanco? Can I just call you Malawi? I mean, because
that's your name.
King Gord says, Casey, did you get some lemon and honey tea? I've been teeing it up the past 2 days.
Yeah.
You can hear me at least, so that's good.
I can hear you. Yeah.
For those of you guys that might not know, I lost my voice.
Yes.
King and I came back. We brought our not our Taco Tuesdays. We brought our Soul Sunday. I do so much. We brought our Soul Sundays back. So it's pretty much I sell soul food and King does hip hop and R&B karaoke and DJ Zad, and it's a vibe. And we haven't done it since 2019.
Right, it's been a while.
And so this is our first time doing it, and we were planning on making it the relaunch. We were going to, this would be the first one, and then like twice a month or once a month like we did before, we'd do it every month. Well, unfortunately and fortunately, I got booked for a 6-month tour this past weekend. So our next one will probably be in 6 months when I come back.
KC's leaving me.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's getting ready to go. We may have shows sparingly, but
oh no, I mean, as long as we do them virtually, we're gonna do them.
Yeah, we can do them virtually for sure.
Yeah, just like we did when the pandemic was going on.
Because you're gonna be moving.
Yeah, so
I'll just be in the U.S.
Yes, everything's in the U.S.
Okay.
Because we're driving the food truck around the U.S.
Okay, so you'll never be further than 3 hours.
Right.
Okay, that's what
dang.
I mean. Yeah, because we have to keep in mind the time. It's going to be later. Mm-hmm. Some places where you
that's
are.
Fine.
No, we can figure it out. Yeah, because that's why I was asking, is it U.S.? Because
right.
At least that's only 3 hours. But I'm super happy for you. I'm very excited.
Cool. It'll be cool.
And so you're going to be on a food truck.
Yeah, so I'll be running a food truck. Mm-hmm. It is with a black-owned vegan meat brand called Everything Legendary.
Okay.
Based out of PG County, out of like DC area.
DC,
And it's under the umbrella of Live Nation. So we'll be at all of the music festivals and major concerts and sporting events.
So it's May till when? It's
like November.
Oh my gosh. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So that you'll hit more than just
like
festivals.
The rest of the day.
Yeah.
Like the rest of the year.
Yeah.
Yep. So King Gord says, I'm happy for you, but dang.
King, that's how I feel. I'm so happy for him, but I'm not going to see him.
Yeah.
Like, it'll be virtually, but I'm not going to see him. I'm physically not going to see him unless he's in Houston for the 5 days I'm there.
Right.
I'm not going to see him.
Deanna Stevens, she says, hey, y'all. What's up, Deanna?
Hey.
Taji says, hey. She says, congratulations. So excited for you, KC. So it's like, I have like 2 weeks to kind of
prep,
get life together.
Yeah.
Because I'm going to be gone Like
Completely.
Yeah, I'm not gonna be able to come back. I'm only gonna have like 1 or 2 days like down every once in a while.
Yeah,
know?
but you're not gonna fly home.
But that's doing laundry and resting and
exactly.
cleaning the truck and all that stuff.
Exactly.
Restocking, all that stuff. So,
exactly.
Yeah, it's gonna be a busy.
It's gonna be busy, but it's gonna be great.
Oh yeah,
it's gonna be great.
Yeah.
So everything on the truck is vegan, obviously.
Mm-hmm, yeah.
Okay, and you're over that. Mm-hmm. You're handling all the menu and everything for that. So you guys will be changing it up. So at least, is there a way we can follow the truck? Like, does the truck have like a Twitter or an Insta?
You know what? Not
Find
yet.
out.
Not
okay,
yet.
yeah. It'd be great if we can see you.
But if you guys want
and
to
support.
follow the brand on Instagram, it's go_legendary on Instagram.
On Instagram? Okay.
Go _legendary. So so I've been doing all types of recertifications and
right.
Just figuring life out because I'm flying to Atlanta. Ooh, never mind.
You can't do it.
Yeah, no.
Okay, so he's doing a lot.
I'm doing a lot. I have a big gig this weekend.
He has a gig this weekend, then he has Coachella.
The weekend after that.
As you guys can see, I have to keep up his schedule.
And then the weekend after Coachella is pretty much when I leave.
You leave.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah.
So no, it's gonna be amazing. I'm happy for you.
Yeah.
I'm happy for you. But I'm gonna definitely miss you.
I'm gonna miss you.
But I'm gonna
too.
talk to you.
I'm gonna miss life. I'm gonna be living on a food truck. Pretty much.
And working.
Yeah, I mean, like
you are moving, but you're working.
Yeah, we'll be in hotels and stuff, but I'm gonna be traveling.
Yeah.
Nonstop.
So do we have a list of like where you're going?
Well, my first stop will be Broccoli Fest in DC.
Okay. Oh damn! So you're going all the way to the east?
Mm-hmm.
Like okay,
yeah. Like right away. I'll probably fly out there on the 3rd.
Okay.
And the festival is on the 7th.
Okay.
So I'll fly out there on the 3rd, and then get acclimated with the truck.
Right.
Try some stuff. We haven't figured out anything yet. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
So I would get there and make sure the truck is
it has everything.
Yeah, and then
that you need.
do all the shopping and then try the recipes out.
Right.
And see how it translates on the food truck because I haven't worked on a food truck like that before. You know, so,
and it's a small space.
And then the 7th is when Broccoli Fest starts, or the 5th.
And you get through the 3rd.
The 7th or the 5th, one of the two.
Oh, you're not gonna even sleep when you get there. You moving as soon as you land because you need a menu.
Yeah. So.
Yeah, you need a menu.
Yeah. So, it's a lot of things going on. So. As Blanca says, thank you, Deanna, for the name. Deanna dropped the name go_legendary.
Yes.
So I linked up with them. about a month ago.
Okay.
I did their meet and greet happy hour situation for the Natural Food and Product Expo.
Okay.
Out here, it's like a huge thing. People come from all over the world, and so they had a big happy hour. So I did like burgers and Southwest egg rolls and different sausage crostinis with their stuff. Lettuce wraps and stuff like that to pass around, and it went well. And then they were back out here for the Vegan Women's Summit.
Okay.
And they were going to be on KTLA, so I did that with them.
You did that with them? Okay, because that just aired. Okay.
That was on Thursday. And then, they're like,
we like
the team. Yeah. So
that's amazing.
Yeah, so
I'm so happy for you.
A lot of stuff happening really fast.
It's fast.
Yeah.
Fast is good, but it's also a lot.
Speaking of fast, this show is going to be fast.
Yeah, it is.
I have to fly at 5 o'clock in the morning.
He has to fly at 5 in the morning, so we're gonna move pretty fast on here, you guys. So the first thing we want to talk about, obviously, we want to congratulate Casey. I'm very, very happy for Casey. But our chips and dip this week will be about Kim K.
Yeah.
So it looks like Kim K has another sex tape that could come out.
Right.
And this is by Ray J. Ray J has this tape. It's like he been holding it, I guess.
Well, do you remember a while back, like when Kim and Kanye first made it official that they were separating? He said that he had the laptop that had the sex tape on it.
Who said this?
Kanye said that.
Kanye said this.
Yeah.
Okay.
He said that he had the laptop that had the tape on it. And So I don't know if this is going to be. I don't know if he actually has possession of it, but it came about because their oldest son Saint, who is 6 now, saw an ad for it in the kids game Roblox.
It was an ad for his mom's sex tape?
And for the new sex tape on Roblox. It was like one of those, like, just, people could put anything in there, so I guess might have been made up or not. She says she's 99% sure that there's not another sex tape, but just in case, she has all lawyers hands on deck,
I bet she do.
Trying to make sure.
With her knowledge of law also.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because she's going to school to be a lawyer.
Yeah.
So she's actually very knowledgeable about the law and much more than she was last time the first sex tape came out. You know, she's not a dummy. Like, she knows how the state of California works and how the laws work here. So I think people need to.
I feel like she might be practicing now because, in California, you don't necessarily have, in the state of California is one of the states that you don't necessarily have to go to law school,
right.
as long as you pass the bar and all that stuff.
Well, I think she passed.
I know she passed the baby bar.
She passed the baby bar.
Yeah, so I'm not sure what you can do after that.
It should be, I guess, like you said, like an interim. Oh, so much she can do. And like Casey just said, she has lawyers on deck.
Yeah,
definitely. She's definitely prepared for this. Because it's kind of odd for Kanye to say he has that.
Right.
He has the computer with this sex tape, but now the name Ray J is saying he's the one who's going to release a new sex tape. So it's like, where it's lost in translation. Where'd the sex tape go?
Well, I don't know if Ray J is saying that, but someone made that ad and put it on the
put it out there. Yeah, for sure.
So, it's sticky.
It's kind of sticky, but it's real sticky. Uncomfortable too. Because her son had to ask her about it. Like. Her child.
And the thing is, there is an actual sex tape. So let's not forget this.
No, one exists.
Whether or not this new one comes out, like, there's still one out there that they might see eventually. You know, so it's not being advertised on a kids game.
Yeah, but you have to be mindful of that. Well, I think that's problem number one.
Yeah.
Why was it advertised on whatever game he was playing? Because you just said he's 6.
Yeah.
Like, he's not 16.
Right.
He's 6.
And Roblox is a game that kids play, like all types of kids play.
So why? Question that problem number one.
Yeah.
So Tahaji says,
go ahead.
Tahaji says her lawyers are probably going to put a cease and desist out on Ray J and Whack 100.
Maybe.
Possibly.
Yeah.
Yeah. If they're going to do it or if they're behind it, as they should though.
Yeah.
Like she's grown a lot since that moment in her life.
I was about to say that first sex tape. She's a
whole different human.
A whole different human. A whole different echelon.
She's a mom.
Yeah.
She wasn't nowhere near a mom, and kids wouldn't understand it. But
she's a superstar
adults,
now.
Young adults should understand. She was young when she did that.
She's a mega celebrity now.
Agreed.
So when that first sex tape came out, it was like some people might have known her as
Paris Hilton's friend.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, I'm not being funny. When
really.
the sex tape first came out, I just knew she was the person who organized Paris Hilton's closet.
Yeah.
I was like, oh yeah, she organized Paris. Like, she wasn't nowhere near what she is now.
Right.
So.
Deanna Stevens says, why they have to involve the kids like that?
Agreed.
And D'Angelo, her kid, says Roblox is for middle schoolers. Yeah,
so 6th, 7th, 8th.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's still young.
Yeah.
Yeah. So he was playing something that's actually a little more advanced thing because he's not in middle school.
No, kids play it too. It's not like, Roblox is like a kid's game. Like,
wow.
My 7-year-old homie Nissa, she plays it. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's just.
It's a kid game.
Yeah, it's a kid game.
Okay.
So middle schoolers play it because they can interact with each other. They can interact with their friends. They build houses with their friends and, build a world with their friends. Younger kids, they just run around and, do the challenges and all that stuff. You know what I'm saying?
Okay, understood.
Yeah.
So, wow. So she's tackling that right now. And, we had to touch on it because it came out, recently. I think it came out yesterday.
Yeah. And it's like, how do you there's really no way to shelter your kids, to shield your kids from that. Like, it's going
she can't.
Yeah, I mean, if they don't see it, I'm sure their friends, coming up will see it because she's not just some regular mom at school. You know what I'm saying?
Not at all.
She's a mega celebrity.
She's gonna have to get at some point relax and figure out how to have a conversation with her children about it.
Like when I was younger, I did some things I'm not proud of.
I'm not proud of, you know, but you guys weren't involved. It didn't have nothing to do with your dad.
It's also a good lesson, especially for North, about things you put on the internet, because
how they don't go away.
Yeah, exactly. Because she's had many conversations with North about TikTok, and they didn't allow her to be on TikTok for the longest time, and now she's only on TikTok when she's supervised, and it's a joint account with her and Kim. So we used to make TikToks all the time in the kitchen, but she could only draft them. There was no post because she didn't have an account. So it was strictly she could only draft and
Well, this would be a great lesson for her.
Yeah, definitely.
For her just to see that it doesn't go away. Mm-hmm. You need to be mindful what you put on the internet because it doesn't go away.
Wow, I can't remember his name. It is Courtney's oldest son, Mason. I don't know if you remember a few years ago. Let me move this. I keep looking away from the camera. A few years ago, Mason was on. He was live and he was just spewing family business. Yeah. Like all types of family business.
And people was asking him questions.
Yeah.
So he was answering them.
Yeah.
But little did he realize he didn't need to be answering those type of questions. He should have shut the questions down, but he was a kid. Mm-hmm. He had to the people was coming on the live.
Yeah, definitely.
And they know who he is. And once they realized he was talking, they was asking. Mm-hmm. And he, like I said, he's a kid.
Yeah.
So it was a mess. It was a
craziness.
mess. It was a mess. So this is a good learning lesson, but at the same time, I can only imagine, being a mom too, how uncomfortable.
Yeah.
That must be that anxiety would be crazy. Because you got to have this type of conversation with your children. Right. So you got to think of that too. So, yeah. It's sticky.
It's very sticky.
It's sticky. Yeah, that's all I can say about
it. So was that VHS. So.
The VHS is sticky.
I'm sure they'll figure it out.
I'm sure they will.
This picture just popped up. So I'm just saying this because this picture popped up on the screen. There were a lot of people from my hometown there.
At your birthday party.
At my birthday party. Mm-hmm. There's a few people that live in LA that just live in LA from my hometown or that I grew up with. But I had a friend from high school, Marcus Marshall, that flew out here for the party. One of my guidance counselors, Gary Wortham, he came from high school. It was a few of us there. Yeah.
That's good to see people that you haven't seen in a long time.
And it was crazy because they didn't know that everyone was coming either. So
they all saw each other for the first time in a long time too. Okay.
Like one of them, Cynthia, her older sister was there when Gary Wortham was there, so he knew her older sister, and it was cool. It was really cool.
Good.
Yeah.
Your party was fun. We had a really good time.
Espelongo says, Casey, your Monique impressions were lit last week. When did I do Monique impressions?
When we talked about it on the stage. And what did she call people? When her and Lee Daniels.
Beloved.
When her and Lee Daniels.
My voice is all messed up right now.
When her and Lee Daniels moved on and forgave each other. Yes, we talked about it.
Yeah. I didn't make any clips from last week, I don't think.
No, you've been busy.
It's been a lot going on.
You've been really busy. And then you had to get ready for your party. Mm-hmm. So that happened too. So we wanted to talk about that. That's definitely our chips and dip. Mm-hmm. And then we wanted to dive in a little bit on what's going on just across the country with, racist acts and things that's really happening. Because I don't think a lot of people are aware of everything that's happening and everything that's going on. But it's a lot. It's a lot going on right now, y'all.
Yeah, and you guys know critical race theory is something that they've been trying to incorporate into schools, and it's pretty much just discussing and describing how racism affects, the history of the United States, and it's a very, very, very big part of American history, It's like the country was built on racism. And so there's a lot of people against it because they want to, let's not focus on the bad parts of our country. Let's not focus on the stains in our country. But it's not really the stains of our country, it's stains of a certain people, a certain group of people,
Right.
And so there's a big thing against critical race theory, but in a lot of places, I feel like it's definitely needed. And Eva has some information on why it's definitely needed.
So recently, there's a viral thread going around talking about a white student at Corbin High School. He was photographed holding a noose around a black student's neck during chemistry class. So this is in a classroom with a teacher, that he was able to put a noose around a young man's neck, a black student's neck. And they said this is some type of ROTC action, like some type of ROTC hazing that they wanted to do. So this is the Junior Reserves Officer Training. Anybody who's ever been to school anywhere, we all know what ROTC is. Right. ROTC is more like for the kids who are interested in going to the military or something after school. So they have this program during school that they can join. And the black student brought the rope. I don't think he was intended for anybody to act like they were hanging him with it. One student says, who mentioned that the other students began laughing at the incident. Even if it was a joke, it wasn't the right thing to do, says the Corbin student. His name is Nathaniel, the student who actually said it. But what you got to realize is sometimes people are so careful. Let me find it. Can I find it? People are always so careful. Like, I don't want to teach my kids this, or I don't want to teach my kids that. But if you don't teach your children about history, history will repeat itself.
Definitely.
It's just how it works. So I'm not saying the white student was right, but I feel the black student should have been very adamant about, you're not going to put that noose around my neck. Like, you're not, like, if I bring the rope, because I think they have to do some type of rope training or, something with knots. I don't know. I wasn't in ROTC, you guys. I don't know. I was in Girl Scouts, so we did have to do something with knots.
Right.
But
how many knots can you make?
I can make a good 2.
Yeah.
If I have enough rope, I can make 2.
Okay.
And I can start a fire with a little bit of nothing. So that's my Girl Scout shit right there. And I can sell y'all some cookies.
I was a den dad.
Were you?
Yeah.
Well, I was a Girl Scout and a Girl Scout leader because Kennedy was a Girl Scout.
So
yeah, I was both roles.
My little cousin Misa, she was in Girl Scouts since like the Daisies. So it's
I remember the Daisies.
It's Daisies, brownies,
and then Girl Scouts.
And I was in this world. Like I would take her to the meetings. I choreographed their dances for their award ceremonies. I made candied apples with them for their fundraisers.
Yes.
I made noodle bowls with them for their fundraisers. I was all in.
You was all in.
Yeah. So.
Yeah, Kennedy still actually has her jacket with all the little patches on it. So yeah, she was a Girl Scout for sure. And I was a Girl Scout leader. I was that mom.
But now my cookie connect is in college in Mississippi. So
she grew up. She grew up. Yeah. Well, it actually looks good on their life resume that they was in the Girl Scouts for a long time. Believe it or not, the Girl Scouts is a big deal.
Yeah, she was in it from like the age of like 4 to through high school.
Yeah, Kennedy was a daisy and moved up. Yeah, I remember when she started.
Deanna Stevens says, I was a daisy. I was the cookie queen.
So with that being said,
Tony says, you're a jack of all trades.
He really is.
Past lives.
With that being said, you have to teach your kids history. Like sometimes you say, well, I don't want to put that thought in their mind, or I don't want them to know that that's what happened. But you have to, because if you don't teach the new generation what happened in the past, it will repeat itself because other kids are being taught what happened in the past. Yeah. So you need to teach your kid too. Disrespect sometimes is when you're young, it's real shaded. It's blurred. An adult can see it very quickly, like that was disrespectful, But when you're a kid, you're like, oh, it's okay. And it's like, but it's not okay. It's not okay. And if this person is your friend, then you need to let them know that this is not okay. This treatment, how you're treating me, is not okay, and I'm uncomfortable with it. And that's a conversation that you have to teach your children to have with their friends who are of other ethnicities.
Yeah, definitely.
And so they say the black boy brought the rope. Like I said, we got off of the subject because of the Girl Scouts. But depending on what he brought the rope for, maybe he needed to do something. But it was at some point when he seen them putting the noose in it. Because he didn't bring the rope in a noose. A noose is, you put a noose in a rope. You have to make the rope a noose. And then to put it on your neck, you need to know that's crossing boundaries.
Yeah, definitely.
That's crossing lines that you shouldn't be crossing.
Yeah.
And I think that was the big problem here. And, in 2020, we had such a height of so much, crime and so many deaths of African-American people that we don't want to see this repeat itself with the younger version, because in 2020, people were young, but they were still adults. These kids are in high school.
Yeah.
So if the white kid knew to do that, he was taught that because it wasn't in his generation.
Right.
They wasn't making nooses when this kid was born.
Well, I mean, they were, but it wasn't
prevalent. Nearly as public.
So
he was taught this behavior. And that's what people have to realize. Racism is a taught behavior.
Yeah.
Children are not born racist. Children don't see it like that. You can have a black boy and a white boy be friends and they have on a white shirt and jeans. They're going to say they dressed alike.
Right.
Like they're going to be, we're twins. So children don't see racism. Racism is a taught behavior. So you have to be mindful of that. And I feel like this black student should have been a little bit more aware of what was actually happening.
Deanna Stevens says he should have been like, no, not knowing your history will get you in trouble.
Most definitely.
Yeah, definitely.
Most definitely. And that was the problem. And that was the problem. And Casey was just telling me it was something at USC recently, very similar to this.
Apparently, some kids dressed up as, and because I guess in the World War II, Ralph Lauren did the uniforms for the Nazis.
Okay.
And so I guess they were doing a display of that, but came in like in character and was, causing a ruckus, and everyone was scared. Everyone was, running out of the classroom, and the kids were arrested in the parking lot because no one knew what was going on. Like no one was aware. Everyone was just like on 10. You know what I'm saying? Like on edge. And these are things that you would think common sense would say this is not a good idea to do.
Exactly. Exactly.
But I mean, here we are, and the stuff keeps happening. And then now they're saying we don't want to teach about slavery and all this stuff because it just brings up the bad of the country. But the country is bad. You know what I'm saying? Like
that's exactly.
We wouldn't be where we are without all the bad, and we wouldn't be in the position. I think the main reason for critical race theory is to show that there wouldn't be this marginalized difference, if all that bad had not happened. The reason why there are so many different levels of, what people see as citizenship here, because we weren't even considered human for a very long time. But they don't want to. They don't want to teach that. This is the history, and unfortunately, your ancestors did some very bad things, and it's like, I understand you want to be proud of what you come from or who you come from, but some people are not prideful. Like there's nothing to be proud about. Exactly. And you should know that.
And you should be aware of that. Yeah, you should definitely.
Because when you know better, you do better.
Exactly.
But if you're just going to pretend like it didn't happen and sweep it under the rug, then what is there to learn?
But where's the growth?
Yeah, exactly.
In that? Yeah, where's the growth in that? You can't do that. And I feel that's the problem. And like you said, they want to take so much out of the classrooms and, let's just pretend that didn't happen. You can't erase it. Right. It happened. And hopefully long as, people are still speaking of it and grandparents still exist and parents who speak that talk are still existing. You need to tell your children that, because if you don't, time will repeat itself. Just give it enough time. It may not be in your lifetime, but it may be in your grandchildren's lifetime. Like, time will repeat itself. If people don't understand how far they've came and how far they've grown and how far their heritage has came from a point. Time will repeat itself, I promise. It's just inevitable.
Yeah, and Deanna Stevens says this country was built on the backs of slaves. Not necessarily. It was built on the backs of enslaved people. Like, my ancestors were never slaves. My ancestors were farmers and carpenters and kings and all of that, that were enslaved. They were never slaves. So, But, it's something that you will understand with critical race theory.
Yeah, but as you exactly something you have to be taught so you can
Yeah.
understand the difference, so you can have that type of conversation and intelligently, and both parties get their point across. So I think that really matters. So I definitely want to tell you guys what was going on in these high schools, and just be on the lookout for shit, wherever you live, that's going on in the high schools too. And we have to talk to these kids, because if no one's talking to them, they don't know.
Yeah.
It's just, it's just that simple. If no one's speaking up and telling them about their history, they won't know. And we can't always put it on the teachers.
It's not even knowing, because a lot of people, like the people that are going against critical race theory, they know. They just don't want to acknowledge it.
Okay.
If you don't acknowledge it, then it didn't happen.
But that's not how it works.
And if it didn't happen, then there's no reason why African Americans are in the position that they're in.
Exactly.
There's no reason why they shouldn't be at the same level as at these Ivy League schools as other people. There's no reason why there's no reason why they shouldn't be the majority of the prison system, except for the fact that they're savages and all of this. So
but you
that
need
takes
to
away.
know.
That takes away, and it's not. I was gonna say that takes away the excuse of why we're in this position, but it's not even an excuse. It's a reason.
Yeah.
Reasons and excuses are completely different things.
Two different things.
Yeah, because we're not excusing shit, but we're telling you this is the reason why we're in this position, and your kids and your kids' kids and their kids are going to learn about it, and they're going to hear about it, because they need to know what their grandparents, what their great-grandparents, what their great-great-grandparents did, because it was a lot of horrible shit that they did, and we can't sweep that under the rug.
Most definitely. I agree. So we wanted to touch on that and talk to you guys about that. And then, for our No Chaser segment right now, I think we want to kind of touch on the Cam Newton situation.
Wait, we had a hard show, didn't we?
That was it, the hard show, no?
Oh, did I not change it? What was the soft show?
I don't know. Because the school shooting was what you told me. Let me find it.
Oh, the shooting, the New York shooting.
Oh, the New York shooting, the Brooklyn shooting.
Yeah. There we go.
It happened today.
Yeah.
It happened this morning.
So you said school shooting, and that was like,
yeah.
It was on the train. Yeah. So, Brooklyn, right?
Yes.
So there was a mass shooting in Brooklyn. How many people were?
5.
5 people were murdered or injured?
Injured.
Mm-hmm. Was anyone killed?
Not yet. That hasn't came out yet.
Okay. But do we want to play guess what race it is?
Well, we don't know. But the crazy thing is, where it happened in the subway in Brooklyn, there were no cameras.
Yeah.
Like there were no cameras.
On the subway, there's no cameras.
Like they don't have cameras on this part of the subway.
Are down
which
there?
Is crazy.
You know how many people go through that a day? Do you know how many crimes are committed in the subways?
Yeah.
So just imagine being a woman, taking a train home after work one night, and it's like there's nothing to protect you. A girl that was living with me for a while, her car was parked in my parking spot, in my gated garage, and someone, busted her window open, and I'm like, oh, the cops came. I'm like, oh, there's, cameras all over. So he's like, those cameras don't work. I'm like, how do you know? He was like, you see all the wires are clipped. And so I hit my building manager up because I still need information to file a report. And she, and that, for the insurance stuff and all that. And she's like, oh yeah, those haven't worked for ages.
So they're just up.
They're just there.
And that's exactly what was happening in Brooklyn. They were in the Brooklyn subway. The cameras were just there, but they actually didn't work. So there's no footage. So what we know after the mass shooting as of right now is police were there, but they stopped nothing, and they say they saw nothing. Police were supposed to stop the train, and they didn't. So they have no idea where the man actually got off at. And then they say no operable NYPD cameras in the train station. So
that's wild.
So we know nothing about this individual who just walked on the subway and shot at 5 people. And
so no one was apprehended?
No. They don't even know where the man got off at.
And you think normally everyone has their cameras out, but they got nothing.
They have nothing.
That's wild. I mean, the New York subway isn't free. So where is this money going to?
Yeah, and then taxes.
If y'all don't have,
New York pays taxes. I mean, every state pays taxes. What are you doing with the goddamn tax money? The subway on the East Coast is one of the most number one ways people get around.
Utilized,
everybody gets around.
New Yorkers
take
the train. That's
what they do. They have cars. They don't drive them.
A lot of New Yorkers don't even know how to drive because
they never had to. Yeah, they never actually had to.
Deanna Stevens says, that's crazy. They said that the exits were cut off from the other trains, and it's a straight up terrorist act, like something you see in the movies.
Yeah.
King Gore says that the LAPD was more of a presence on the trains here. Yeah, they were. Like you'll see the cops on the trains here all the time.
Well, they should be.
Yeah.
They should be on the trains. I mean, you had somebody.
A lot of people don't know that LA has a subway system.
Well, we do,
but it's pretty extensive, actually.
No, it's grown.
Yeah,
it's a big deal.
It's pretty. Extensive.
It's by colors, but that probably didn't sound right. But it is by colors. It's the blue line, the red line, the green line. But if you know what
purple
they mean,
line.
It's a purple line.
And then the expo line is light blue.
It's light blue. So, I mean, it's a lot of colors. But you have somebody who walked on this train in Brooklyn this morning. This happened in the morning because about the time the West Coast got up, this had already happened on the East Coast. So, someone walked on the train this morning and shot 5 people. Like, where the hell does that happen? Mind you, it's Tuesday. So people was probably on the train going to work. Like, it was early this morning. Like, when it happened, when we found out about it here, it was like it happened there like at 5 or 6 in the morning. So it's just, to know they didn't have trains and to know they don't know where this person got off at, it just really asks you what the hell is really going on. Like, what is really going on? Like, people should be able to get up and go to work on public transportation and feel safe. And this totally dismantles that. Nothing about that feels safe.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And as of now, those 5 people, they were shot and they're injured, but they are not, no one has passed. No one has died. But you need to I feel like New York really dropped the ball on this.
Oh, definitely.
I feel like the NYPD completely dropped the ball on this. And they're going to blame it on some political figure.
Right.
But that's not whose fault it is. It's your fault. Like, what are you doing with your tax dollars? What are your councilmen and your assemblymen doing? And that's where, once again, who you vote for in office matters. It's absolutely no excuse why there's no recording of what happened. And they don't even know where this man got off the goddamn train at.
Right.
Like, there's absolutely no excuse for that whatsoever. So I just, this is still unfolding because it happened this morning. So this is still unfolding as we speak. But it's another thing to let you know out in these streets, no matter where you are, because this happened in Brooklyn. You have to be careful and you have to be, diligent about looking at your surroundings and everything. He shot 5 people, but who's to say if some people didn't duck or some people didn't move or some people didn't get some kind of fishy feeling of what was going on that they kind of was like, I'll move to the other car.
Right.
So we don't know. But you have to just follow your gut when it comes to certain things like this, because this is horrible. On a Tuesday morning, people going to work. This is horrible.
Yeah.
Kids going to school, and this is what a person chose to do. This is horrible. So this is still unfolding. It's still being unpacked. Obviously, without the footage and the lack of, I don't know exactly how much can actually be unpacked. I don't know exactly what all they can actually do. A crime happened, but I don't exactly know how they can go about figuring it out or moving forward to finding a actual person to hold accountable for it.
Right.
I don't know how that's going to work for them.
And Deanna Stevens says, they should do a tech trial, especially nowadays. A big system fail. Sorry.
It's okay.
Do they not do a test run every once in a while? Make sure the cameras are working, the trains are working,
they should.
The what do you call it? The gates are working.
Exactly.
That sounds like first nature.
You should, because you have different tracks on subways, so you got to make sure the tracks are moving properly.
And King Gore says, and it wasn't far from the Brooklyn Nets arena. Nets are donating $50,000 to the victims. Oh, that's nice.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's wild, though.
It's horrible. It was horrible.
Imagine if there were people going to a game or something, so it was packed, and you just go out and just pick off whatever you want. You know what I'm saying, and not get caught.
Exactly. And now that it's been exposed that the trains don't work, we don't even know exactly.
Are the cameras?
Right.
Yeah.
So we don't even know what's about to happen with that, because now that's been exposed that the cameras don't work.
Mm-hmm.
Did I say trains?
Yeah.
Now it's been exposed that the cameras don't work. My bad.
It's all good.
So now that someone knows that information, you never know what they can do with it, because maybe it's a way to find out how many of the cameras down there don't work, and which stations the cameras actually start picking up at, and which stations they don't. We don't know. We don't even have an idea. So it's just horrible, and it really makes you want to know where's the New York tax dollars going, because New York is a very expensive city to live in.
Yeah, definitely.
And so if you're living in New York City or you're living in Brooklyn, you should have a problem with the fact that the subway trains aren't working. Subway train cameras are not working. Mm-hmm. That's an issue all day.
Yep. So yeah, that's that. I'm sure it just happened today, so I'm sure more information will come out. Tahaji says, imagine how much crime will take place moving forward. Right. Deanna Stevens says, let people start jumping them gates. I bet them cameras start working.
Exactly. Exactly.
For real. I mean, that's one of the quintessential things we always see with a New York train is like people jumping the gates. I've always seen that since I was a kid.
What's wrong? What happened?
Listen. Hold on.
Oh, I hear it. I don't know what that is. Oh, that's me.
Oh, come on, Eva.
That's me. I apologize. That's me. I apologize. I threw him off. I threw him off getting ready for the next story.
Right. So, yeah, that's that.
Okay.
As time comes by, more information will come out, and we'll just keep you abreast of that.
Exactly.
But for our No Chaser, we wanted you guys to talk back to, I feel like it's a conversation that you guys will have a lot to weigh in on.
Exactly. Great.
So Cam Newton was on
a podcast.
Yes, with Gilly the Kid. What was the name of the other podcast?
I'm about to get it now, babe. This is what he heard, you guys. This was all my fault.
How about I just show them?
Okay.
So,
it's called $1 Million Worth of Game.
There we go. Yes.
That's
with
what the podcast
Gilly the
is
Kid, and I forgot the other guy's name. But, hip hop legends. And this is what
Cam just said.
Hold on, I'm sorry. Here we go. I think.
I had a perfect example of what a man was in my life by my father. Mm-hmm. My parents has been together for 36, 37 years now, and it's a beautiful thing. Mm-hmm. I grew up in a 3-parent household, my mom, my father, and my grandmother. And I knew what a woman was, not a bad bitch.
Okay, what's the difference?
A woman.
Okay.
A bad bitch is a person who's just, girl, I'm a bad bitch. I'm doing this, I'm doing that. I look the part, but I don't act the part.
Okay.
And it's a lot of women who are bad bitches, and I say bitches in a way not to degrade a woman, but just to go off the aesthetic of what they deem is a boss chick. Mm-hmm. Now, a woman for me is handling your own, but knowing how to cater to a man's needs, mm-hmm. right? And I think a lot of times when you get that aesthetic of like, I'm a boss bitch, like I'm a this, I'm a that, no, baby, but you can't cook.
Okay.
You don't know when to be quiet. You don't know how to allow a man to lead.
So we want you guys to tell us what you think about that.
What you think about that?
What you think about that?
What do you think about it? What do you
So if you guys don't know, Cam Newton is a football player.
Yes. He's a free agent right now, so he's not on a team, but he started off with the Jacksonville Jaguars, I think. And then he went to
the Carolina Panthers.
Yeah, that's it. Carolina Panthers. And then he went to...
I knew something.
You did. You did. Yeah. T's not here to mostly have my back on this.
But yeah.
But anyway, yeah.
He's not a relationship guru. But
no, not at all. He's an NFL football player.
Yeah. Yeah, what do you think?
I I think it's a preference. I think first and foremost, I don't think he's saying the women he want to be with. This is what he feels. Women should be quiet, stop talking, and I don't think women should be rated on if they can or cannot cook. I think cooking is something you can learn. Cooking is a skill, you can learn it. But anytime a man has ever said to me or amongst me and my friends and I, we want a woman who just know how to follow. Where are you going? like
where
that?
Where
are you leading me to? Like, what is the end game here? Like, men are so quick. Not all men, but a lot of men are so quick to be like, women just don't do what you want them to do. Where are we going?
Yeah.
Like, I think you can get the strongest woman in the world to submit to you and to follow you and to be there and to support you and have your back. But she has to believe in what you're doing. Like, where are you going? Like, if you're picking up every fucking scheme that comes around and trying to make, hustle, then I can't follow that. It's not consistent. It's not steady. It's not stable for me.
Right.
So I can't follow something like that, especially if children are involved, because now I have to think of other people. Yeah. I have these other people that I've brought into this world, and I have to know where they're going. I have to know where we're going. And I think sometimes women end up taking the lead or being the leader of their relationship because men. How can I say this nicely?
Just say it.
Men, I think, have great dreams. I really do. Men, they got it. I want to be this. But they don't have a fucking clue sometimes how to obtain it. They just know I want to start here and end here. And life doesn't work that way.
Yeah.
Life has pit stops, and I think. Men have the dream, but women give them a clearer future. Women give them a clearer vision. Like, okay, if that's what you want to do, then these are the ways we need to do it. Okay, if that's what you want to do, then maybe we should do this. Having a strong woman in your corner can be very beneficial,
right,
for you. But women, I don't think there's not one woman in the world who won't follow a man if he knows where he's going and he has some type of direction.
Oh no, there are plenty.
You think?
Oh yeah, definitely.
I
see them all the time. Because a lot of men they have a good game. You know what I'm saying? They can sell water to a well, and...
Yeah, but that's when you have to know the difference. That's when a woman should... You have to... A woman should know.
But
because
not always happens.
Talk is cheap. I'm all about action. I'm all about action in everything I do. You can tell me, I want to do this, I'm doing this, that's great. But I don't see anything. What's happening? What are you doing? So I think it's about action. I think Cam was saying the type of woman he would prefer, a woman who can obviously cook, and a woman who listens, but maybe he's just not coming across the right people because, Cam, where the fuck are we going? Right. What are we doing? You can't even stay on a goddamn football team. Your dressing confused the shit out of me. I don't know if you're a man or a woman sometimes. Where the fuck are we going? Are you trans or are you not? Like, I don't know where Cam be going sometimes. I can't follow somebody if I don't know where are we going? Where are we going? Like, I gotta know. I'm not saying I'm against it, but bring me into the conversation. So because life is gonna happen while we're on this journey together, and we're gonna have to adapt to it. So the adaptation doesn't just come from you. I have to adapt also. I have to make sure our kids adapt also. Like, I have to adapt this household. So I can't follow somebody if your pathway is blurry or your pathway isn't clear, because I don't know where you're going, and I can't follow that. I can't follow a lost person. Why would I? Why would anyone follow a lost person? So he wants women to follow, but I don't think a lot of men know where the hell they're going. Where are you going? And I think that's a very reasonable question. I think it's a fair question to be able to ask your mate. What's the goal here? Where are we going? Like, what's our end game?
And the thing is, there are, like I said, there are the women out there who will do that. They'll be submissive, they'll follow, but they're not the quintessential bad bees that he's talking about.
Right.
He wants, he's talking about you guys look the part, but you don't act the part. No, he wants a girl that, there we go. He wants a woman that looks the part of a bad bee and acts a different way. You know what I'm saying? And the thing is, he wants someone that's pre-2012, beautiful, but submissive. Because pre-2012, or post-2012, your beauty is what made you a boss at this point. You know what I'm saying? We have these women who have become Instagram. That's when Instagram model became a thing.
Okay,
influencer. So just by being beautiful and being a bad bee, that has gotten them clout, that has gotten them a following, that has gotten them a purpose, and that has let them transition to businesses and all types of different, situations. And so he wants someone that looks like that looks like the what it takes to get to certain points for a lot of women on social media. But now that if they look like that, they're making their own waves. They're doing their own thing with those looks. You know what I'm saying? So they're not out here. They're not out here to just catch a man and be and submit to them. They're out here and they're building empires. Because they are being bad bees. You know what I'm saying? Or bad bosses. You know what I'm saying? So I think he missed his era. He missed his era.
Yeah, I think that's a great way to say it.
He should have blown up before 2012, because now the women that look like what he wants, they're not going to act like he wants, because that woman is not there anymore.
Right.
I'm kind of iffy when it comes to gender roles. Tahaji says it sounds like he wants a wholesome, submissive, stay-at-home woman. And keep in mind, there are a lot of beauty. Just because you're a submissive and stay-at-home woman does not mean you're not beautiful.
Exactly.
But the idea of a bad bee is, to me, I'm thinking Instagram model. Okay. The girls that he would see in the club and all that stuff. The girls that he would be attracted to. Because he's not at conferences and at the library or at church looking for women. You know what I'm saying? So, but I'm kind of all over the place with gender roles, because I feel like, especially in relationships, I feel like it should be pretty equal. I love to cook. I'm a chef. But also, because I'm a chef, I love to be cooked for. I don't get that often because people get intimidated. So I do want a woman that would cook for me and not be intimidated by the fact that I am, Are
you judgy? Is that why?
At all. And that's the thing. They automatically think that.
You're judgy.
Yeah,
because you are a chef.
Yeah,
so they'll probably be like, you should have added
this. But I could care less about food. That's the thing. I just want to eat and not have to make it myself. Like, if you cook me a bad bowl of ramen, I'm just like, cool. Like, I'm eating and I don't have to cook. You know what I'm saying? And there's so many girls that have been like, oh, I love to cook and blah, 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 but I can't cook for you. Why? Because I make money doing this. That's all it is. I don't go to conferences. I don't go to anything. They asked me to have somebody go on the road with me, and I'm like, I don't really know any chefs like that. I'm not in that world. But then when it comes, I can't find the spot. When it comes to things like taking out the trash, even just female friends that I'm not with, that I haven't been with, that I'm not with romantically, before I leave their house, if their trash is full, I'm gonna grab the trash out. You know what I'm saying? Unless they have a dude. But I'm like, okay, he could do this. You know?
And he live there. He should.
Yeah, well, even if he doesn't live there, I'm like, he'll be here eventually.
Yeah, he can take trash out.
But yeah, if they're a single female friend, I'll take their trash out and stuff like that. Even when I have someone living here, I made sure I will take the trash out. And that's just how I am. Opening doors for women. That's how I am. Walking on the outside of the sidewalk. That's just how I am. Those gender roles are there, but when it comes to just living life and doing what you want to do to, as far as career and all this stuff, I'm not attracted to submissive women. I'm not.
Okay, that's fair.
I'm not honestly. There's, especially being, a black man, being submissive. The world already tries to make you submit. You know what I'm saying? So if you are a submissive woman, then that's you're just, to me, it's like almost giving up. You know what I'm saying? No shade to the women that are submissive to their men, but there's so many. You're submissive to a man that the world is trying to submit or to make submit. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, where do you fall on this totem pole? You know, I want someone that could take on this world with me. You know, not under me. So that's where I am. King Gore says, I'm judging everyone's food. LOL. Well, King's a foodie. So Cree says, keeping this in mind, my next trash for my trash next time. Hey, for real. I don't even know where your trash is, though. Cree says, many men suggest chivalry is dead because of independent women, but chivalry is a reflection of you, not the person you're doing it for. It's a reflection of you, not the person you're doing it for. Right. Definitely.
Oh, sure.
I get that.
Yeah. It is. It's how you were raised. It's what you believe. It's all about you. It has nothing to do with the person.
And even if you weren't raised like that, there's no way that you don't know this at a certain point.
At a certain age.
You know what I'm saying? It's like at a certain age, there's no excuse for certain things. Like for fathers, you know, I don't know how to be a father because I didn't have one. But you know what's right. You know what you felt you were missing. Do that for your child.
Do that.
You know what I'm saying? It's like there's no excuse for how you were raised. Because
you can only use it as a crutch for so long.
Yeah.
And I'm a true believer in that. When people always want to kick back to their childhood or how they grew up, I'm like, you 50, my dude. Like, you can't keep using that. Like, you're too old now. You know better. So I think that really matters.
King says, I want to apologize to Cree because I talked to her 5 times at your party, KC, and then asked her name. I blame the Jameson. And you've met her multiple times. King always says, I'll mention friends, and he'll be like, I don't know who that is. I don't know. I'm like, the first time I had people over here, there was or over my place, there were probably like 8 of us. King and Cree were 2 of those people.
And he don't remember.
Yeah, he remembers her thighs because he was stuck on her thighs. But did I say that? Deanna Stevens says, King, our key word, partnership equals respect and responsibility.
Yeah.
So,
like I said, I think it was Cam's preference, you know, and everyone has a preference. As much as people want to knock what people like, everyone has a preference, what they prefer. If this is what he prefers, then that's fine. But I don't think he should make it the standard. And like I said, at the end of the day, you know, wanting me to follow you is one thing, but where the hell are we going? I think
we got
really
beef. We got beef. Cree says, apologize to me for playing in my face about Mary J. Blige song, Laugh My Ass Off. No worries. So at one point, they called Cree up to the stage to sing, and then they realized who she was. And then they're like, oh, wait, you just sang with so-and-so. We got to get someone else up there. And so she had to get off stage.
Oh, damn.
I know, right? I was like, King says I wasn't supposed to say that about the thighs. Hey, if I don't put it out there, she'll never know,
She'll
King.
never know.
All right? I'm shooting the shot for you. Catch that alley-oop.
Hey, yeah, I was on very good behavior at Casey's party. I just had like 2.3 seconds of a turn up.
Yeah.
I was on.
I was too.
I was on very.
It doesn't sound like it, but King was like, "How did you lose your voice?" And I did it, and I was like, "Well, you had a microphone." I was yelling over the music at people. So. But yeah, it was a good time, man. Shout out to everyone that came out again.
Casey trying to catch up to me, y'all.
I'm trying.
But I'm about to pass his ass.
Eva keeps sprinting, so
I'm about to pass his ass.
She keeps sprinting. But yeah, it's like 9:30, and I have to catch a flight in a couple hours.
Okay, so he has to go.
So but let's
give you the bill.
So let's wrap this Cam thing up.
Okay.
Everyone has their preferences.
Okay.
But when you speak, I'm not a generalization guy.
I know you aren't.
But so what he did was pretty much generalize the women who call themselves bad bees, as if they, as if he says they look the part, but they don't act the part. No, they are acting the part of a bad bee because a bad bee is a boss bee. You know what I'm saying? So if you want someone that's just attractive and submissive, say that. But the women that you're talking about, who refer them to themselves as bad bees, those are bosses. You know what I'm saying? Those are people who don't answer anyone because they have their own. Like you said, I got my own this and I got my own that. Blah blah blah.
They do too.
That's called That's what we talking about. He was like mocking them, and it's like that's called independent. That doesn't mean that they're not going to submit to you at a certain point. You know what I'm saying? Like if you feel like you can, take this independent woman and make her feel, first of all, if you want a woman to submit, you got to make them feel safe and comfortable, because they're not going to submit to someone that they don't feel like they can let their hair down around, that they can let their guard down around. If they feel like, if they're always on edge, like, am I going to make rent this month, or if I want to take a trip, how am I going to pay for it, or if I'm in the street and something happens, or am I going to be safe,
right,
even with or without you, like if you're not going to do that. Because like men want a submissive woman so bad, but they're not
stepping up in the departments they have to.
Yeah, they're not willing to be that protector and provider.
Exactly.
Because then when they become the quote unquote provider, they hold that over their head as if I own you. Yeah. So why would a woman want that?
But why would I want that?
Especially if before you they had their own stuff.
Yeah.
So, like Deanna says, whatever floats your boat. And King Horse says, if they bring me back, Cree, I owe you a song or 3. Cree says, a man will be like, let me lead, and then lead you into traffic.
Exactly. Like, where are we going?
Lead you into traffic. Exactly.
Where are we going? That's exactly what I said. Where are we going? You want to lead, but where are we going? Yeah. Like, you got to answer that question for me.
Yeah.
So
I'm down to walk side by side, but I will be on the outside of the sidewalk.
I appreciate that. You're going to take my trash out when we get home. So I appreciate those things, Casey.
Okay. And by the way, also, if the trash is on the way out to where I go, then it's even more of a, bonus. So if I got to go around the back of a building and I'm leaving out the front door, then I'm probably not taking your trash out.
Probably not going to take your trash out.
But yeah, so boom.
Okay, so time for the bill. Press it.
Mm-hmm. There we go.
That's the right one.
Yes,
I did that.
Eva, service up the bill.
Yeah. Okay. So this week on the podcast, we came onto the show, and the first thing that we talked about was the Kim K sex tape that possibly may be coming out. But this time, she's very aware that it's possible that it will be coming out, and she has her lawyers and everything lined up because there was an ad on what's the name of the game? Roblox.
She actually said she's 99% sure that there's not a second sex tape.
Okay.
But just in case,
But if it is one, she's prepared. Mm-hmm. She's prepared for it. But her son actually saw the advertisement for this on a game that he plays. On his phone.
That could have been put up by anyone. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, anyone could have did it. Yeah, it's advertisement, so anyone could have did it. So after we talked about Kim K, we then went into talking about what's going on at Corbin High School with the young man in ROTC getting a noose put around his neck in chemistry class, and the white kids walking him around with the noose. And we're just saying, if you don't teach kids their history will repeat itself, because they're already trying to take it out of the history books and trying to take it out of the school. So if a parent or an aunt or an uncle or some type of adult in this child's life is not teaching them their history, then we're going to have a problem, because time is going to repeat itself, because there's no reason a junior ROTC student should be getting hazed with a noose around his neck being walked around like a dog. That's a problem. And this happened at Corbin High School. And then we left that and we talked about the exact thing that happened with USC, with them dressing up as Nazis, scaring the people in their classrooms, and then actually getting arrested. They got arrested actually in the parking lot because of this, so that was a problem too, because they took this role a little too far, with not just dressing up as Nazis, but actually acting like Nazis at USC's campus, which is another problem. So once again, if you do not teach history to our kids, it will repeat itself. So we need to be mindful of that. And then from there, we talked about the Brooklyn subway. And like I said, the Brooklyn subway massacre.
I said the mass shooting there.
Oh, mass shooting. I was like, is it a massacre? Are we calling it a massacre? Okay, 5 people were shot. As of now, no one has died. This happened this morning, so this is still unfolding. We're not exactly sure everything that's happening, but it has came out that the Brooklyn train stations did not have cameras. So we do not actually know where the person who got off the train who did the shooting. We don't have a good picture of the person who actually did the shooting. We don't know where he got off at. And this is a problem because New York is a very expensive city. Brooklyn's very expensive. So where's the people's tax dollars going if you're not putting them on the train systems? You know, being that's the number one way that people get around, you know, in New York. You need to be mindful of that. So I think that's a problem. And I do think politicians should be involved and be held accountable for this. And then we ended it with Cam Newton. And he was on a podcast and he spoke his piece about the type of woman that he prefers to be with, you know, and a lot of people had something to say, but at the end of the day, I do still think it's a preference. That's what he wants. But I think he needs to kind of be mindful of what he's asking for from the people that he's asking for that from. But I think you had a great point. He's asking for boss women to be a certain way, but when you have to be a boss, that way that you want them to be is not it's not in them. You know, so if you want to be, as he called them, boss bitches or whatever, bad bitches, then you got to be mindful. She got this mindset doing what she had to do, so she's not about to submit to you. And you know, I consider myself a very bad bitch, actually. And I do, and because I am a boss, you know, by all means of the word. I say it all the time. You know, I'm a boss bitch, good mom. But with that being said, I couldn't be with somebody if I didn't know where you're going. He constantly says he wants to be the leader of women should lead, women should follow. But where are we going? Like Cree said earlier, you want to lead me straight into traffic. Like, where are we going? What's the goal here? So I think that's very important to be mindful of. When a man has expectations of a woman, I don't have any issues with that. But be mindful of what you're asking for and what you're presenting. Who are you? You know, right. you want the Michelle Obamas, but you're not giving me the Baracks. You know, it goes both ways. You know, we want the good ones too. You know, I trust my husband and where he wants to lead this marriage and our goals and everything that matters to me. But he doesn't disregard my opinion either. So I think that matters, and I think communication is key. Nothing is wrong with being a boss bitch, and ain't nobody gonna ever tell a woman that she shouldn't be. But I do think a boss bitch should know how to cook a good meal. You know, I do think that. Or, you know
where the Postmate from. It's okay.
If you can't cook, boo, it's okay. Cooking ain't for everybody. It isn't. But I think we should have a couple of things under our belt. You know,
but not chicken Alfredo.
Not chicken Alfredo.
Not chicken Alfredo.
Okay, not chicken Alfredo. I don't cook this chicken Alfredo. But I do, you know, but
we've spoken about chicken Alfredo a few times on the show.
I do think that matters, you know, and I don't really have a woman who wants to play her role and, you know, cook and clean and all that. But like I said, if you want a woman to be that submissive, you have to be mindful of she's only going to follow you till she figures out, you know, you don't know where you're going, or you know exactly where you're going and you know how to get there. I think that really matters, and I think he needs to be mindful of that, and especially picking the boss bitches that he's picking. You need to be mindful they're not going to just step down off the high ladder that they put themselves on.
All right, we're just doing the bill. We're not going back into it.
So that's the bill. That's my take. Did I go back into it? Okay, so that was the bill you got.
It was okay. It's getting late.
Okay, so I'm done. You know, I gave you guys the bill. My co-host has to go because he has a gig going on. But I want to end it on. I'm very happy for everything that's going on for you and all the success that you are having right now. You deserve all of this, and I'm very, very proud of you, and I'm happy for you.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Guys, just because I'm going to be gone for 6 months does not mean Taco Tuesday is going to be gone for 6 months.
No, he gonna make me do it with Cree and Rome and everybody. I got to do it now, you guys.
But, you know, I'll be on the road, but that doesn't mean I can't do it from a hotel room in a different city.
Yeah, we do it in the evenings.
We'll have different views. How about that?
Yeah, we'll have different views. We'll always let you guys know the time, because as he travels, the time will change. Because I don't want him to do it too late, because he has to get up and get on the truck in the morning.
Yeah.
So, but you know, we're gonna figure it out. We're going to figure it out. Look at Cree. I volunteered. Thank you, boo. Yeah, I'm going to learn how to set this up. Casey going to teach me.
I got a lot to do in a couple weeks, y'all. When I tell y'all, my brain just has not stopped since I accepted this gig. But yeah.
I'm super happy
get
for
there.
you, though.
We're going to get there.
Super happy for you.
It's going to be worth it.
Keep us posted, because I know you were not, the poster and the sharer.
I mean, this whole thing's going to be documented.
Yeah, let's see where you are.
This is not normal shit. You know what I'm saying?
I agree.
This is different. Not many people have done this.
No, I'm happy for you.
No one that I know has ever done this. I've not seen anyone do this to this extent. To be going 6 months on a bus. Not a bus, but a food truck.
No, you're on a food truck.
Across country.
Yeah.
You got
that.
I legit won't be home until
November.
Yeah. And that means not flying back for a day, and that means none of that. I will be back in California in July because we have Hard Summer,
Where is that?
The music festival. I gotta find out.
It's not in LA though.
No.
Because I haven't heard it. So if we want to see you,
it's pretty big. It's like a legendary festival though.
Yeah, but is it in the north? Is it in the Bay?
No, we will be going to one up there.
Okay.
But Hard Summer's down here.
Okay.
King Gore says, "Let me get a key to your spot. LOL, I'll take care of it." That's another whole nother thing I gotta take care of is figure out what I'm doing in my place. So yeah, it's a lot.
I'll be here.
But
I'll be here. Me and the turtle.
Right. Gotta find somebody to take care of the turtle.
Me and the turtle will be here, you guys.
Yeah, guys, I have a turtle.
Yes, he does.
But yeah, anyway, that's our show, guys. Please make sure you like, comment, and subscribe, and share. Please share. If you have a Facebook, just share the link. If you have Instagram, just take a screenshot right now, throw it on your story. It's that easy. But we're going to get out of here because I'm losing more voice as we go on. And I have to be able to speak to people this week. So, yeah. So, yeah, that's it. I'm KC.
I'm E.
And we are Not Your Average Podcast. Holla.
Good night, you guys.
Promise you the floor plan's nothing like the model. The money counter ding, it's so exciting. Summertime, Winterfell. I'm the Night King, the Colgate Kilo. The hood needs whitening. We fish scale niggas like we all Pisces. Your bitch in my bubble like I'm still typing. She hoping that you let her go like a kite string. Your eco-friendly jewelers, you keep recycling. Cartier bust downs, just not my thing to be in the center of that left and right wing. The only time you'll ever see me next to Breitling. Wonder where this started from. The facts are frightening. Richard Price Flame gave birth to pipe dreams. Now we here. Beach with $1 million auto. Bring the cameraman, we can shoot our own knuckles. 812 matte black, looking like choco. I promise you the floor plan's nothing like the model. Black and rich don't lie. Black and rich don't lie. And the dope house had a line, dope house had a line. And the dope house had a line, dope house had a line. And the dope house had a line, dope house had a line. And the dope house had a line, dope house had a line. I'm on love, I wouldn't believe it either. I be like Jay-Z's a cheater, I wouldn't listen to reason either. All I know is he's a felon. How is he selling? We the Khalifa brothers, deep down I believe you love us. Feast your eyes, the piece unique is
sapphire. Rappers liars, I don't do satire. Neither I nor my wrist move mockingly. Y'all spend real money on fake watches, shockingly. They put me on lists with these niggas inexplicably. I put your mansion on my wall, are you shitting me? I blew bird money, y'all talking Twitter feed. Got different sob stories, save your soliloquies. They like if Big was alive, Ho wouldn't be in this position. If Big had survived, y'all would've got the commission. Ho was gonna always be Ho, it was the universe will, cause Allah said so. And now I'm here with